Jannik, well done. Can you just sum up your feelings about this fantastic week in Monte Carlo and your first title here?
Yes, amazing week. Some great matches from my side. So very happy. Tried to increase my level match after match, which I've done. So I'm very happy about that. And winning my first big title on this surface means also a lot to me. So yeah, it was an incredible week.
Jannik, are you surprised by yourself, because it's such a huge accomplishment with the transition hard and clay and your first title, and seems even maybe a little bit easy? Are you surprised by yourself?
No, it's not easy at all. It's yeah, surprised in a very good way. You know, I think that I try to, every day I wake up and try to improve and try to get better as a player. And here really we did day by day, trying to understand what the best game style is against every opponent, because I haven't played the same kind of tennis against everyone. We changed small things and yeah, so it was I am would be strange to tell you that I'm not surprised. I am surprised in a very good way, and it of course means a lot to me. I guess I still need a little bit of time, to realize what happened. So yeah, it's gonna be good, having some days off now, away from the courts. It was everything quite hectic, from one tournament to the other. So and then we see what's coming next.
Congrats, Jannik. You said yesterday that no matter what, you would learn something today. You won, that was the best point. But what did you learn on your ability to beat Alcaraz at the highest level on clay?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very strange match because it was very windy. The conditions were not warm, which the ball is less bouncy. That it's a little bit easier to play tennis in general. But I tried. I think I was serving well in the important moments in the first set. In the tie break, I was very accurate, and in the second set was up and down a little bit from both. We both were slightly tired because at the end of the tournament it's normal that you feel this way. So a lot of tension for both of us, but it was a good match. I felt like from him and also from my side, small things where he is gonna improve for sure for the next match against me, and I have to be ready for that. So, but now I also want to enjoy this moment.
Alcaraz, the express recovery for the Godo, a recognized problem and praise for Sinner. He is really dangerous. After the defeat at the Monte Carlo Masters 1000, the Spaniard acknowledges the evolution of his historic rival on clay. "I want to play everything. I pray that nothing happens," he says about the clay season. Night had fallen in Monte Carlo when Carlos Alcaraz arrived at his hotel for an express recovery. Just hours after his defeat in the final against Jannik Sinner, this Monday, he already had to head to the airport to fly to Barcelona, and this Tuesday he will debut at the Trofeo Conde de Godó against Finland's Otto Virtanen. His only concession will be to skip the prior training session and go straight into competition. The ATP calendar offers no respite, much less a few days to mourn a lost title, even if it's a Masters 1000, even if it's against his historic rival. The goal is still to play the entire clay season. We'll see how it goes. I also wanted to do it last year and couldn't because of injury. So I'm crossing my fingers and praying that nothing happens. Now I listen to my body much better than last year, that's for sure, and if I have to miss a tournament, I will," he commented, while his rival, Sinner, announced that he wouldn't pick up a racket until Wednesday. He has no tournament this week, and that he will then decide whether to go to the Mutua Madrid Open. After the defeat, Alcaraz could regain the #1 ranking if he wins the Godo title. Last year he lost in the final, but that is not the priority. Everything now revolves around rebuilding his tennis, restoring his confidence, and rearming himself on the road to Roland Garros. In just 6 weeks the second Grand Slam of the season begins and, unlike what happened at the Australian Open, the Spaniard will arrive behind Sinner. I'm not surprised at all by what he's done these days in Monte Carlo. I had already seen Jannik's level on clay last year, and I think he has improved a lot. He is reaching a level on this surface that is really dangerous. Now he understands the game on clay very well, analyzed Alcaraz, who, after the match, in the typical exchange at the net, wanted to congratulate his historic rival on his evolution on clay. Hard court, grass, and clay. All surfaces, he told him, and Sinner replied politely that it's always a pleasure to face him. In the crucial moments, in the decisive points, I didn't play well. I had many break opportunities during the match and didn't take them. I failed in the first set tiebreak, when he played incredible tennis. That was the key to today's match. The conditions were difficult. I like playing with wind, I think it benefits me, and this time it felt bothersome because it wasn't blowing in the same direction. But Jannik's tennis was better, he admitted. For his part, Sinner celebrated the title with the ball kids and went home, as he lives in the Principality, in the La Condamine district, where he says he can live a normal life. His emotion over the victory was tied to that, as for the first time in a long time his entire family was in the stands. The Italian admitted he was surprised in the best way by his performance throughout the week. I think I still need a bit of time to realize what has happened, he said, before explaining that the key had been adapting his game to each opponent. I didn't play the same type of tennis against everyone. We kept changing small things. Looking ahead, the Italian is not overconfident. Roland Garros will be tough, but he arrives with a new certainty in hand. He had never won a major tournament on clay before, and now he has. The challenge for Alcaraz will be enormous. The fortunes earned by Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz after playing the Monte Carlo Masters 1000 final. The Italian has earned almost double what the Spaniard took home at the Monaco tournament. In addition, he has matched several records of Novak Djokovic. It means a lot to me, although at the same time, the ranking is secondary, said Jannik Sinner as soon as he had a microphone in front of him after lifting the trophy that crowned him champion of the Monte Carlo Masters 1000. And it certainly means a lot, almost double the prize money compared to what Carlos Alcaraz received as runner-up. But beyond bank accounts, his victory over the player from Murcia has allowed him to achieve many other things. First, it has returned him to the top of the ATP rankings, making him world number one again. He has also equaled the feat of winning 4 consecutive Masters 1000 titles, Paris-Bercy in 2025, and Indian Wells, Miami, and now Monte Carlo in 2026, matching both Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. It is worth recalling that Nadal achieved this in 2013 with Madrid, Rome, Montreal, and Cincinnati, while the Serbian managed it on 3 separate occasions during his career. Moreover, at just 24 years old, Sinner has already won 7 of the 9 Masters 1000 titles on the ATP calendar. The only tournaments of this level missing from his collection are Madrid and Rome. But that's not all. The Italian has also won the first 3 Masters 1000 events of the year, a record previously achieved only by Novak Djokovic in 2015. How much money did Sinner and Alcaraz earn in Monte Carlo? The Italian claimed the title at the 2026 Monte Carlo ATP Masters 1000, earning a significant sum that pushes his total career prize money beyond $62 million. He takes home €974,370 as champion, while Carlos Alcaraz's earnings from the Monaco event amount to €532,120. Sinner leaves his Madrid participation uncertain. As is often the case, especially after a victory, the Monte Carlo champion left his participation in Madrid up in the air. When asked whether he would stick to his planned schedule, the player from San Condito chose not to give a definitive answer. I'm going to take 2 to 3 days off, and then I'll decide with my team whether we go to Madrid or not. The new world number 1 has played almost everything over the past month and a half, and Roland Garros is just around the corner. The Paris Grand Slam begins in just over a month. What does seem clear is that if he skips Madrid, he would only have Rome left to fine-tune his form ahead of the French major.